Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It's Chrissy Sawyer here. So I'm just going to plow in. Do you remember these two cards that came out somewhat errantly in the last video? Well, I've been tapping into them, and this one is screaming. Okay, this one, bit of a question mark there. But what I noticed was, I think my grubby paws, this looks like, I don't know, fruit juice or something, left a kind of stickiness on the back of the card. So I gently wiped it with a soft, wet cloth. And this happened. So it's taken the print off the words cat amongst the pigeons. Okay, so that's kind of the key today, the cat amongst the pigeons. And I think the I am values are I am ordered and I am chaos. So I've made the chaos bit utterly chaotic in trying to clean it up. Stop trying to clean it up. Right. So I'm going to plow in. I started writing notes at 4 o'clock this morning. And let's see what comes in. So we have, it's interesting. I've put the Leo card back upside down. So something's shifting with Leo. Dancing with chaos in new ways that stretch rather than freeze you. So since I started willfully disrupting my own life in June, the level of disruption is getting to kind of qualification level now. And that was edified this morning by a video from Esoteric Sky. I've shared it on my community page because he's a great translator. I can be a bit abstract and la, but he's a great translator. And what he pointed me towards was testing and life-shifting squares of Jupiter and Saturn. So there are 3. One happened 2 days ago. So that was White Dragon coming in. The next one's going to happen on December the 24th, Christmas Eve, and June the 15th, 2025. So you've got the expansion of Jupiter and the contraction of Saturn, but Saturn wants to hold space for this energy to go in a completely different direction that might feel a bit, oh, all my rules and regulations are coming in to kind of hold this back. And Saturn's like, oh, okay. So we've got this dancing with chaos coming in. So those 3 points are going to give us a square, which is that push-pull energy. The old narrative might want to come in and restrict you or hold you back. And the new narrative might be a bit, meh, fuck it. So dancing with chaos, new ways that stretch rather than freeze you. And a proportion of my client base who are all conspiring to teach me grace in the face of chaos. Okay, so my client base is in and of itself a living organism, and all relationships are symbiotic. And so there is this, sometimes my clients band together and they all move their appointments when I'm about to go through a big shift and I need downtime. I never question it. I never expect it. It just happens. Clients move out the way. I can fall into rest, recuperation, and then they come back in. Or then they'll come in, they'll show me the same thing over and over again. Okay. So at the moment, a proportion of my client base are behaving like naughty children. And what they're teaching me is, can you meet us where we're at? We're going to break the rules. We're going to agree to the terms and conditions, and then we're going to flagrantly break the rules. Right? Okay, take me there. Okay. And it's a beautiful chaos that is emerging. And what it's doing is it's birthing a deeper level of curiosity in grace in me. And it feels crazy and panicked. So chaos comes in and new conversations are taking place. And this is what it's birthing. It's birthing a deeper, more, it's less ordered. It's a less ordered conversation that doesn't want to know. It doesn't really want to know where it's going. It doesn't know where it's going. It's just that very moment to moment conversation. It's the kind of chaos that looks like, this is the vision that I had this morning, that looks like Swan Lake and the ballerina who slides onto stage on her arse wearing a tutu and hobnail boots, or the male swan who leaps so high he gets entangled in the rigging and the orchestra is dumbstruck and silent. The audience, in the absence of a musical cue that tells them how to feel or what to think, are in the abyss of human contemplation. It will be only the few who are deeply connected to their tissue, viscera, biome, body intelligence, who will make up their own mind of their own volition based on their own gut response. Have you ever watched TV on mute? It is very revealing, and without any musical cues or distracting narrative, one can observe in a way that is free from the plot, or from the distraction of the plot. And again, we come back to nonverbal communication. Nonverbal comms are instinctual. Chaos has no background music to tell you how to think and feel. You've got to figure it out. You've got to take the next step without knowing what's going to happen next. Whether you'll fall on your ass and look like a dick in front of the audience, but something there will serve you. Okay. So what happens when chaos approaches you? First question. What feelings or thoughts get triggered in you? And do you lean into or out of the chaos of change? And Aries is currently in Aries. She's at 25 degrees of Aries. And I noticed that also in Aries, is Chiron in the North Node. Okay. Notes done. So I'm going to go in blind rather than try and figure this out. Right. Here we go with the underlying story again. I'm going to keep that inverted and I'm going to pop that there and I'm going to notice that the underlying card is Virgo. And a conversation I had with Russell taught me that Regulus, the royal star attached to the Leo constellation, has moved into Virgo. Let's see how the story plays out. I hope I've got that right. And if I've got it wrong, something else will emerge. So, Eris, moral compass challenges. But what is morality? Well, it's man-made. What if we call that alignment compass challenges? Thank you. One of the other visions I saw and haven't recorded is I was shown DNA as a heart-mind matrix. When the heart and the mind are in alignment and we are keyed into ourselves at the level of viscera, don't really have to think about anything. I love the words on this card. The golden apple of discord, raw feminine disruptor. Rocked off course, yes. Yesterday, if I put it in politely, yesterday for me was a royal shit show. Okay. It was like graduation with chaotic intervention. And I handled it with grace and curiosity and humor, tons of humor. So, rocked off course, turmoil, tempest, chaotic creatrix, controlled fury. This is beautiful. Leo and Scorpio energy. Okay. Let's talk about chaos. That's just, no, that's a little bit. But I'm seeing the number 88 and I'm curious. Yeah, wow. Self-actualized salvation, heavenly heart ensemble, pentatonic scale, liberation from material havoc. Liberation from material havoc. I'm seeing a pair of shoes with shoelaces being tied too tight. It's taking me to a corset being tied too tight. And that's taken me to like an open kind of slider, mule kind of footwear where the ankle isn't held, where the foot isn't fully supported, but where there's room for that wobble, because in the wobble of the ankle, we can actually find our own balance without the foot being held by a firm shoe. Oh, love it. Formless to form, self-being, formless to form. It's the materialization spirit in matter. Peaceful spirituality, unseen realms, dreams. Yeah, it's all coming in. I am values. I am matter. I am spirit. Yeah, I'll let you take a screenshot of that. Salvation. Salve. Self-actualized salve, and sometimes nothing can comfort you except you. Sometimes only you can find that salve that makes things make sense. So that's challenging. Okay. Formless formation on somebody else's word. Okay, that's waiting for the orchestra to tell me how to feel. But I'm just spirit at this point, and that's activating the higher heart throat. Higher heart throat is literally where spirit materializes into sound, and we won't know what's going to come out until we open a damn mouth. It's like learning to talk, learning to communicate. And it will be non-verbal until we can find the words for it. So maybe it'll just sometimes be a noise or a grunt. Yeah, another thing, after the White Dragon video where I brought in the silent scream, I had a something at nighttime where I had to scream myself awake because I couldn't find my voice in the dream. And I had to scream myself awake. And this time there was only humor. Like I fell back to sleep sniggering, but there was no fear. of what had woken me up. Why did I need to scream myself away? It was just an exercise. Find your damn voice. God. I have shuffled these cards. I'm getting a note here about the adrenal glands being coded into, yeah, well, into the harmonic. So if I speak to adrenal overload, adrenal hypervigilance, where the adrenals kick in before we even know that there is danger. Yeah. Because we're in the ancestral reverberation, we're in the old narrative. And so in that moment, I would guide you into reason. And reason, is there danger? Is there actual danger? Or is it a feeling? Is it real? Is it a feeling? Cognitive. So so I'm just looking at the words inspirational mysticism, and I'm taken back to an audience. It's a play. And in the play, there is a something that pulls on the heartstrings that maybe is quite sad, that helps, that guides the audience to lean into sadness. And there's that one person that laughs. They're in touch with something different. Draining delusions. Yeah, original pitch, cobalt. So old energies, and I think Neptune is at that anaretic degree, the last degree, really opening up self-delusion. You know, and it's going to speak, this chaos is going to speak to every kind of relationship with stuff out there, relationship with stuff in here, and about where we've maybe adopted someone else's coding because we've been told what to do, rather than find the mystic in us that can get us lost, good and lost, until we find our way through the dark to our own core, or to our own gold. I feel like I want to go to a different deck. Yeah, we've got emotional cosmic mirror, where I defined myself in the mirror of someone else's emotions, rusted, calcified coating. That's the iron door I was talking about. Opening that door, new density, pulverize, atomize pains. So this is softening the hurt, decomposition, secret wisdom, Uranus. I'm going to put that right in the middle. We all need some Uranus. And Quicksilver, because chaos might hit without warning. My chaos yesterday hit without warning. Okay. Slow, like Mercury in retrograde. Oh, where do I want to go? Yeah, I want to do that for Mia. I'm going to go to the, I don't know how to move my finger. Aha. That, I can't. There, that one. I think it's called the She Tarot. Just want to bring this down. Um, so I've got Pluto coming in here saying a lot of this is going to be hidden in the darkness because it is about personal discovery. Mm. Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. Better to be left with a lot of questions than it is with somebody else's answers. You know me, I don't like to give answers. You got to figure this out for yourself. Karmic intent. Mm. It's using the spiritual will to balance the polarities. And it's giving me a really simple question. But yeah, but what do I think in that? If everybody around me in this moment had no opinion and it was for me to say something, anything that would get it out of me, what would that be? And sometimes the answer is going to be, I have nothing to say. And sometimes the answer is going to be something else. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm going to keep going because the message I'm getting is stop looking outside for the answers. And that might change the whole face of YouTube readers. Yeah, they've gone quiet now. What's happening here? Right. What is that? And that. Here it comes. Crisis. Storm in a teacup. Thank you. Gestalt has just come in. So a gestalt is a timeline, and it's where we gather together same or similar experiences. It's like a filing system for the psyche, if you like. And so if as a young person you were betrayed, let's say by a primary carer, that betrayal will gather other experiences to it, and that will build a gestalt of betrayal in your life, which might be being challenged now in a Mercury retrograde. And then you have relativity. So the storm in the teacup might happen, it might be a really small thing, but this whole gestalt will wobble, will vibrate. And so, relatively speaking, the emotional response to a storm in a teacup might be enormous. And so you go to fact checking. What are the facts here? What are the facts? Because karmic intent, managing chaos. And is this a crisis, or is there a wound in me that I'm ready to look at that's been gathering dust for 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, whatever? Because I'm waking up and I'm seeing things in my past that I might not want to look at. And I'm seeing things that weren't my fault, that don't belong to me. And I'm quite cross about that. And so there's a part of me that's dying, passing away. As I come into the wisdom, I was talking about sadhana today. Look at this. As I come into the wisdom of that, of the river that runs underneath me and only tells the truth. So I think that's the story for this phase of the chaos, is basically the ancestral story might come forward in the face of chaos to either push you forwards into a new experience or to keep you where you are. Jupiter, Capricorn, okay, and they're working together. There is an opportunity in anything, everything. There is an opportunity in everything. And the challenge here is to grasp opportunities with karmic intent, spiritual will, rather than ancestral will, egoic will, need will. The spiritual will is spirituality. The best description for spirituality I've heard to date was by Sadhguru, and he said, spirituality is the endlessly seeking intelligence. And the endlessly seeking intelligence doesn't really want to do something it's done before because it knows that. It just wants to flow in new directions. Okay, that's beautiful, really beautiful. I'm going to wrap this up. I think, I'm not sure. Transition and growth are before you. And remember, growth isn't the only outcome. The universe expands and collapses and expands and collapses. And we have the transitioning here. So let what needs to collapse, and inspire what wants to grow, to grow. Can't remember what these are called. Sacred Horse Oracle, something like that. This is lovely. Come home to your body. Think less, feel more. That's it, guys. I'm going to love you and leave you. And I'll see you all again soon. Take great care. See you soon. Bye.